We about to see, because I already know they playing. It's crazy. I'm about to log out and log back in. Y'all give me 2 minutes. They already on their funny stuff already. We ain't even got to be on here that long. I'm about to log out and log back in. Give me a minute. Okay, well, let's see. Wait. Let's see if they gonna play. We gonna wait about 5 more minutes. If they get to playing, then we gonna get out of here and get back in. What y'all doing? Hmm. We about to see. I don't know. Good morning. Good morning, Jesus. Good. I just woke up, so it's a good morning. I just got up from a real good nap, honey. I laid right on down. Hello. I had to. I don't care. I like naps. I think naps are the best thing God could have ever made when it comes to sleep. I think we should be able to do like other countries and have a 3 hour siesta in the middle of the day. Hey, Kay. Hey, Miss Korean. I think we should be able to have siestas in the middle of the day. Who agrees? I think there would be a happier workforce if I could take a 3 hour nap while I'm at work. I think we would have the most amazing workforce there is. Y'all know I wrote that into my business plan. You was gonna get to take a nap up a year, honey. I modeled a little bit of my business model after Google. They were brilliant when they came up with their work system. Doctor's office, uh, you can get your car changed, your oil, everything you need is there. The gym, a sleep place, to go get a massage, everything. Can you work? Oh, then yeah. We don't really have employees. We don't get that much money, honey. We get enough money to do what we do around here. I barely hire myself. Yeah, sometimes with us giving out what we give out, I don't even pay myself a salary. I can't hire nobody. My daughter's gonna help me, and I'm gonna have to contract her services out. But yeah, no, we don't. We give our money away. See, most nonprofit organizations keep about 75%, and they give about 25% to 30% of their donations away because they got to pay out in people. Well, we do the opposite around here. We give more than 90% of our money away, or about 90%, and then we use the rest of it to do what we got to do as far as business. So even if they give 50% away, you know what I mean? I try to keep our costs over here low so we can have more money to send out books and help if we can. Hmm. I don't know what's, well, that could be the issue. Who feels like they're happy about being a philanthropist for a whole year or over a year? Who's happy of being, who's happy about being a philanthropist for over a year if you've been here since close to the beginning or whatever, even however long you've been here? Who's happy about being there? Did y'all put that on your resume? I hope y'all did. If you gave $1 to Tatna Place or CERCA TROVA to help somebody pay their bills, you are a philanthropist. And if you give another dollar 2 months from now, you still a philanthropist. Oh, okay. I hope y'all put that on y'all thing that you all are a part of a worldwide nonprofit organization that sends books overseas and helps the people that, yeah, you should feel good about that. If you ain't feel good about nothing all day, put, yeah, you know how they had that little area down there where you could put that? Uh-huh, you put it right in there. And that's not a lie. It's the truth this time. For see, you used to put stuff on your resume and it was inflating the truth, but this is the truth. Where do you donate? You can donate. Thank you so much. You can donate to Tatnai Place, TATNAIPLACE. That's a cash app. There's others. Don't make me lie. I don't know them all, but that's the easiest one to remember because I might say Trova Circa and it's Circa Trova, and I don't want, so just Tatnai Place. But we do. We have helped a lot of families, and I want to thank every single person. Thank you. I want to thank. I don't care if you didn't send $1.25, honey. Thank you, because I'm sure there. I know for a fact there are families all over the country and people all over the world that are grateful that you did because they couldn't get a book, or it was really hard. And I've been there. I've been there where $60, baby. I can't spend $60 on a book. I don't know what's gonna happen, and this $60 gotta last me to the end of the month. I ain't got it. Thank you, Miss Vicky. This is a little black girl coming out in me. How many? Okay, so look, I'm about to show y'all something. How many black women was like, I'm about to give me some shiny beads, and I'm about to just go and give me some knowledge braids and put them on the end of it because it made you think about when you was going to kindergarten and you got to get your first set of balls, and every time you walked, they was clicking, so you made sure you walked down the highway like this. And when you ran, you had to run stiff like this so you can make sure that they don't smack you in the face. But you said yes, ma'am. Come on and get some then. Come on and get some. Baby, bring it back. If it make you happy, why you not doing it? And I ain't talking about sinning. But this is simple. And why you can't feel like you did? See, y'all be playing. Y'all know I get in here and color and everything. I'm about to get in the kitchen. I didn't cleared off that table that I made the cheese on. Well, guess what's gonna be in there, King's Landing? Because he needs a place to burn up. I just realized what happened here. Two different people sent me puzzles, but they go together because it was Red Dragons in the next part of Game of Thrones, wasn't it? House of the Dragons. And it was dragons that was coming to burn up King's Landing. So, Lester, you are going to get your shot. And we got a whole cardboard kingdom. I'm going to make him some flames to come out and everything. So, it's going to be great. He said, and he don't got to fly. I can put it. You never seen what? This amazing puzzle that's about to be put together in my kitchen. That might take me 3 months. I don't know. This right here, you never seen this? That's all right, because I'm about to put it together, and I'm not going to be able to bring it in here. I'm going to take a picture, because once I put it... Oh, nope, or the TV series. Well, for sensitive Christians, I suggest you don't watch it, because it is some parts in there that I had to fast forward past. But I just fast forward past the parts I don't want to see. I don't sit there and complain about it. That's what the fast forward button is for. But people don't use it. They rather complain about not being able to push a button and fast forward past the part that they don't like. They always gonna put something in some show that you don't like, and some of it now they just don't have no coup. They put whatever in there. It doesn't matter. You have the option to take the button because you, as a grown person, know kind of when the scenes are coming. You have a choice to just go ahead and fast forward past that instead of complaining about it. Because that's what I do. I don't want to see it. Boom. Okay, here we go. I'm at where I need to be. Boom. I know what happened. I can see it coming. And I see who's in this frame. So then I'm just going to fast forward past it. I don't have to see that. Because there's a lot of it in there, grown-up business. So do not watch it where the kids can peek around and see it. It's not for children at all. Yeah. So, you know what I found out today? Who want to hear something crazy? Y'all want to hear something crazy? I had something so crazy happen to me today. And can I tell you something? I understand why I'm single. And I understand why there's not a lot of people that can stay around me for a long time. Because when I tell y'all God be telling me people's business, he tells me people's business. And today, I was able to go. Now, listen, this is family why I tell y'all, please write everything down. When you wake up from a dream, whatever you remember, even if you don't remember it all, you write down the stuff that you remember. It could be just one sentence because it could be valuable to your life or someone else's. I had a dream. Remember I told y'all about the dream when my hair got cut? I woke up and I was screaming, I'm angry. Who remembers? And I said, in the dream, I had old girl here from The Incredibles. What's her name? The little lady that be walking like this. What's her name? What is her name? Edna. Y'all, they had gave me the Edna haircut. I had a relaxer and everything. And in the dream, when they turned me around, in the dream, when I got turned around, baby, my fist balled up, I was like, and I woke up saying, I'm angry. Like, whole body tense. You didn't cut my hair and gave me a relaxer? Absolutely not. Oh, God, it was a nightmare. My heart was beating fast and everything. They gave me a damn and the haircut. Baby, I was, God, please. Please, God. Yeah. So that dream just meant so much. And I found out today what that dream meant. And then there was another dream and dates involved. This is why I always say write down the time and date. Listen, I was jumping up and down, not happy because it was a sad event, but to know that God be telling me people business. And this is why CERCA cannot connect with tall trees. Because guess what? Every time she closed her eyes, guess what happens? Guess what happens if CERCA connects with a tall tree? Guess what happens? The same way I told y'all that the water was going to go bad, that the food wasn't going to be no good, the air quality, we wasn't going to be able to go outside. And if you did, they can't handle it. So then I just wake up and roll over and say, hey. Or I call and say, yeah, had a dream. And old girl was getting at work. This is what her hair looked like. This is where y'all was at. This is what y'all was doing right before. And this is what she said to you before y'all went to sleep. And you know what I get? You crazy. But you know what always comes out? Because my daddy is not a liar. Who want to know what always come out? You want to know? The truth. And the truth be what I saw. I do not question that small, still voice in my heart, not another day. I don't say I'm tripping, nothing. No, I write it down, baby, and that's why I got. Y'all didn't see my journals. Let me go show. Even the ones y'all sent me is getting full, honey. These is just the two I'm writing in right now, and it's another one. But these is my. And y'all seen the other ones. Even down to the city that was going to start this good old world war we're going to. Do you understand? I do not care. If it comes to my mind, I'm going to write it down, baby, because it don't have to be for my life. Kayla was up praying at 6:30, and God was putting her on my mind. And I asked her this morning, or was it yesterday? It was either this morning or yesterday. What was you doing this between 6 and 6:30? I was up praying. Oh, because that's my meditation time. So that's when I'm sitting, listening to music, writing in my journal, talking to God about whatever's going on with me. And he'll put Mary, the young man that woke up at the very hour that he woke up, God told me to start studying Mary. I've never met him or his dad. Because they had questions about Mary and why she's worshipped by the Catholic Church. And then we was going to be studying her story that day. We have been in class, talked about something, and within the hour, it is worldwide news. Yes or no? Y'all remember we was talking about the mass shootings, and I said somebody's going to go in the store and they don't know their friends and set them up and they not going to make it home. And that was the man that built that water engine. The next day or that evening, he walked into the store with his friend or whoever, the people he knew, and he didn't come back out. And then it was 3 mass shootings within like 24 hours all around the country. You remember that, Miss Lady? See? You remember, Miss Madonna? So think about being in a relationship with CERCA or having a close relationship. I can't be around you and not see your life. If I tell you that I told my daughter For a whole year, every time you go with this person, I see bullets flying back and forth, and I did this. And my baby waits 2 weeks to tell me that that's exactly what was going on. I told my ex-husband where my stepson was going to get shot, the exact crossroads 2 years before it happened. And he was in the intersection when it happened of those very two streets. I know when you about to get some money if you right around me. I know when you about to lose some money. I know when you cheating, when you lying, and I'm not perfect, but God, he don't, because I want the truth. I ask for the truth, and the truth is not always comfortable, honey. The truth will have you balled up in a corner crying somewhere. When you think people are your friends and God will reveal to you that they are only there to siphon information, energy, or whatever they can, and they never ever plan on repaying you back any of it. He will tell you about people about to do you dirty, but you still gonna have to deal with them and look them in their face and not even know that he didn't ran down the whole thing. And if it don't play out the way you write it down in your journal, God, he ain't a liar. So people wonder why I can stand on a lot of the stuff that I say because it ain't mine. So it came from the source, and he don't tell no lies. He shows me what my kids be doing all the way out of state and everything. He shows me years ahead of what's gonna happen. I told y'all I wrote in my journal for like 3 years straight. When the end of the world come, this Negro is gonna leave. And as soon as that sickness that hit in 2020 happened, the first time he really packed up his stuff and was gone for like 2 weeks was during April of that year. And then it started being more frequent, and more things had started to happen. The world was starting to end. And now, and I told him, I said, God keep telling me that when the world ends, you and I not gonna be together. Oh, whatever. I said, oh, well, I'm sorry you don't believe it. We divorced in 21. Now you got to scan, get in the grocery stores, digital coins, and all of the food is failed, the water is bad, and the like. And he has not been here for 2 years. My daddy don't lie. No matter how painful it might, you got to think I was in my first year of my marriage when he told me this, and I still had to stay for another 4, knowing, and still had to do right, still had to respect my marriage, still had to get up and cook and clean, still had to pay the bills, still had to deal with him not coming home because God said, if you do right, I'm gonna bless you. I said, I'll bet. And look, y'all remember the story of Job, right? Let's read it. It's relevant. And yes, we're going to keep going back over it. You've been listening to the same microwave message from your grandma pastor for 79 years. So we can go over it because you can see it again. Something you didn't see last time. You can see it. Let's do. Ooh, okay. I turn right to a good old space. Okay. So let's go. 8:45. Book 1. Is it too late for y'all to have class, or y'all open? Are you all open to class another day? Because I might not get on here in the morning. I don't know. We're going to see. I got a lot of stuff I've been doing here lately. You just ordered them. Cool. I'm glowing because I ate some greasy food. And I didn't wipe my face down when I woke up. I told you I only use that vinegar. I've been eating some greasy stuff. I had like some chicken and stuff. So it's coming through my pores. That's what it is. Nah, for real. I sat out in the sun. Okay, so who's been bathing in the chlorophyll? Anybody been bathing in the chlorophyll and noticed that it works? Your skin changing, ain't it? I hope y'all not putting a lot. You only need like 3 drops. I don't know how often y'all bathe. I don't really take showers because this body be sweaty. Sometimes that ain't gonna work. Is it working? Anybody? Is it working? Oh, you drink it? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You like licking grass, girl. Stop it. Mm-mm. We family. Get it how you get it. Girl, the first time I put that back, oh, the first time I put it in my water, baby, I said, now who the hell like going outside and licking grass? Because this is exactly what it tastes like. Licking grass. And listen, not the dry grass from the summer, the big, thick blades that when they cut it, as soon as you open the door, you can see. It tastes like you lick that with the little bit of the extra grass laid on the top. Because they didn't take that thing and scoop the. It tastes like you went outside and licked a wet, freshly cut summer grass that got dew on it. I can't do it. I applaud you, pumpkin butt, because that's exactly what it's. I said, oh, hell no, I'm going to have to find a different way. This ain't it. If this is how I'm going to have to get it, then guess I'm just about to be. I said, well, wait a minute. It's a water soluble thing. So then if I put it in a tub, this is cosmetology now. Fat soluble, water soluble, vitamins, and all of that. So wait a minute. If the plants absorb this through the skin of their whatever, then okay, I'm a plant. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in my water, and I add a little bit of Epsom salt. Does it stain the tub? No, because I wait till the tub. See, there's a whole system. Let me tell y'all this system, okay? I'm about to show y'all what I use so y'all can see how this goes. It's the only thing I can do. So Epsom salt. I'm gonna show y'all what I put in my water. I'm not gonna leave this in here because it does stain. But I take like a fourth of a cup of Epsom salt. Okay, a fourth of a cup of Epsom salt. And while I put that in last though. So I start running my water. Lemon makes it. I'm not. I'm not drinking it. I don't want to taste it when I can do it like this. If you want to drink it. But for the people that don't want to drink it and lick grass, if you don't mind, do it. But I'm not doing it. I can't. I know. I used to go to Jamba Juice and they used to call it a something shot, and they'll put fresh lemon juice and whatever, and put the chlorophyll in there. You can get like wheatgrass and all of that. I said no. I'm gonna just do it like this. So for those of you that want to absorb it through your skin, which is what CERCA does, hey, I use this, the Dr. Teals. So I put the Dr. Teals in there first and let the bubbles get moving. I get about this much water in there. And I don't do no whole dropper full. You only need like 2 or 3 drops of this. Literally, not dropper fulls, but drops. 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drops. It's gonna change the water, and then if you got the bubbles and stuff in there, it's just gonna, you just mix it a little bit, and then I wait till it's done, and I wait till the water's completely up. My bubbles is all good, it's mixed in, and then I put in my fourth of a cup of Epsom salt, and I've been doing that, and y'all can go back and look at my skin. When I first started, then I started getting stressed out because this was a lot of stuff and my face was breaking out real, real bad. And then when I get out, because I didn't sweat it all, whatever out, because the Epsom salt is going to dry out all the impurities, and then I'm putting the chlorophyll in, and then that regenerates your skin. So then here we go. And then I hit it with that 2 parts vinegar, 2 parts water, 1 part apple cider vinegar, and we be good to go. Get right on in the bed. Where do you get what? Amazon. This is everywhere. This is at chlorophyll is at Walmart. All of this is at Walmart. Epsom salt, Dr. Teal's, and chlorophyll. You got to go in the medical section. You can get it at Walmart. You get it at CVS. They probably got it at the grocery store. They got this everywhere. And listen, 2 or 3 drops, not droppers full, and it stains. So I have to, when y'all see, I hold it like this. I literally drag the thing up because it does stain and it don't come out. So be mindful of that. My face, Jakaya Monet, because I can't use no soap or nothing on it. So I use the apple cider vinegar as an acid to go down in and clean the pores, which is what they be giving y'all, luronic acid and all of this. Apple cider vinegar is the same thing. So we gonna hit that with 2 parts water and 1 part actually, yeah, 2 parts water, 1 part apple cider vinegar, and I just spray it. I wipe my face down before I go to bed. That's gonna kill any bacteria, and then I get it up and I do it, and it's a toner too. So then that evens out your skin tone, all them splotches and whatnot. Because apple cider vinegar is I did go to cosmetology school a little bit. We had to learn something in biology and all of that, infectious disease and whatnot. I'm not getting nothing patent. I'm not worried about no money or nothing. Listen to me, that is too much work that I don't have any time to do. I don't got time. I'm trying to help people get their souls right before we get up out of here. I ain't got no more. It ain't other than land. There's nothing, and a husband. There's nothing else more that I really want. I'm gonna build me a house. I ain't storing up no more blessings here. All this stuff about to get tore up. Y'all ain't seeing what's going on. It's floods. Everybody, nice cars all flooded out. Houses is flooded out. The tornadoes is tearing stuff up. The electricity is ruining all the meat. I'm not trying to store up nothing else here. Do you hear me? I'm trying to bust these heads so that I can keep on growing my little library up there. Hopefully, if I can get in, I don't want to be on the 2nd or the 5th floor, okay? Ocean 100 degrees, right? It was like 101 here today. I'm like, I'm in the middle of America. Right, don't forget about the aliens. Okay, so did y'all go watch Dark Materials and see how the angels come down? Tell me, that ain't what God said was gonna be happening in what we read. So what they telling us is aliens and all these strange lights. What is it? What is it? Because they even showed us in his dark. Let me go get my lithometer so I can see if y'all know. I just picked it up. It's been in my room this whole time. I absolutely love that little portable air conditioner, baby. And I use this my portable ice maker to put the ice in there. Angels. The angels was coming down and they made them exact same lights. And God said that right before he came, he said he was gonna be walking the earth visiting his creation. So God be walking down here and we don't even know it. One, who knew that? He said right before the end time he was gonna come down. And so you don't know if the person you're going crazy on. That's why I be trying to hold my tongue because I don't know what body he gonna be in. And then you know what's so funny? They had Chuck do that on Supernatural. Remember when he kept just being different people? Uh-huh. They stole that. They did. They stole it. So you don't know who you're talking to. And seeing as how he said, you never know when you entertaining an angel, then that means that they could be coming to get your last little whatever. Like it's a what book is what? In his dark materials, all the lights that we are seeing in the sky were the angels coming down to fight with the people against the evil folks. They was trying to open up an evil dimension to let in the evil. You mean like CERN? No, not like CERN. You remember they created a rift in the dimensions? And then the angels had to start coming down because they was getting on. the monsters was getting through. You mean like the big old stuff that's showing up here now, like when the caves is opening up and stuff. And the northern lights was normally only seen for a short while, and they called it dust. And then we just had something with the northern lights where it was seen in places that it shouldn't have been seen. You mean like that? You like dust in his dark materials? That a dimension and something had been broken because the rift stayed open. You mean like when CERN sent that mess up into the thing last year? And then we start seeing dragons and giants walking in Mexico, and now fairies is showing up and beings is coming out the mountains. And oh, let's not forget the Sasquatches that's just walking up on people's backyards as to why the dogs be going crazy. And 9-foot beings being in people's backyards over in Las Vegas. Could that possibly have anything to do with his dark materials? His dark materials. And would anybody like to know what the daddy's name was? What was the daddy's name for those of you that watched it? Tell them what the daddy's name was. What was his name? Anybody remember? Azrael, wasn't it? Thank you. His name was Azrael. The name of the cat from the Smurfs. Who was a magician's cat that was a giant compared to the little blue people. It's also another name for Azazel, if I'm not mistaken. And Azazel was one of the angels that came down and hooked on the women and made kids and started teaching them all kind of stuff they wasn't supposed to know. Where spirit met a place where it wasn't supposed to, which was called flesh. So what are they telling us in his dark materials? In there, they were separating children from their demons, but we knew that meant their soul, because after they separated the child from the soul, the child was lifeless. They didn't run and play anymore. They just sat there like a zombie. You mean like all the kids on the devices now, because they don't even go outside and play? They watch other people and they just sit there like zombies for hours in front of a device? Like that? Or no? Okay. I'll just be wanting to see. Y'all need to go watch his Dark Materials and Golden Compass. All right, here we go. We ready? We had Job's losses. Y'all see that? Job's losses. Let's get this. That really just sunk in. Oh yeah, you got to go back and watch it now from a whole different view. Now, when you go back and you watch his Dark Materials, you're gonna be thinking about all the TikToks and Facebook videos of people talking about the sky and all that's going on with it. Book one. Hold on. Y'all, while y'all getting that, I'm about to go take this back in my bathroom because I do not want this mess to stain nothing, and it's already been cut on my hand. Hold on, family. It's like amazing. Little bit spot. In and out of doors. I told y'all you cannot come in my house and not close the doors behind you. Every single door in this house has to be closed at all times, unless I'm pulling some laundry through. Do not leave my bathroom doors open, the closet doors open. Don't leave no doors open. The washroom door, nothing. Close the door when you come out. I don't play open door. You know. Yeah, no open thresholds. Exactly. All these doors need to be closed. What do you mean? Why? Okay, so as a kid, I woke up and it was always somebody standing in the door in between me and getting out, and it was always a spirit. And then as an adult, and I had my children in 2001, I was living in Arizona. In 2001, God told me to sleep on my oldest two kids, before I didn't have my younger two kids at the time. I only had my son was 4 and my daughter was 2. And he told me, we went to church and came home, and he told me to lay in the floor of their room, like on the side of their bed, like in between their beds, because their beds was like this. They was little beds. So I laid on the floor. Well, he told me to close the door. I closed the door. When I woke up in the middle of the night, that whole your spirit sit up and you turn around and you can see your body laying there. It happened at 21 is the first time that ever happened to me that I can remember it happening. And I woke up singing the song, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we have the victory. I woke up singing that song. Well, in my vision, dream, whatever this was, where I could see myself sleeping, I could see my 2 kids. The door to my kids' room was open. Now, at this time, I had a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. So they had a bathroom directly across. So if you open a door 2 steps, you in the 3 steps, you in a bathroom. And then my room was on the other side of the living room, and I had a bathroom in my room. So this night, I wake up and the door is open, but I can see me sleeping. And I don't move my legs. It's just like literally my waist up is sit up. And I see, okay, because like if you go straight out my kid's room like this, it was the bathroom. But if you just go 2 steps over, right here is the end of the table, right? And every night they had to push the chairs in. We cleaned up because spirits used to be in my house just crazy. It was nuts. So I would make them, you got to push these chairs in. Everything got to be in order when I wake up because I need to know what's going on. Because at this time, I was fasting a lot and praying a lot, and it was the enemy was on me. That's what happened when you the enemy. So I go to sleep in there, and my feet are facing, like towards the door. My head is up by them, and I sit up, and in a dream or whatever this was, the door was open, and the chair at the end of the table was turned around like this, facing like cat corner, facing their door, and it was a dark spirit, big old black spirit sitting there like this. And when I woke up saying in the name of Jesus, but I was singing it, we have the victory in the name of Jesus, in the name. And I woke up singing this, like my spirit woke up singing this. Y'all, do y'all know that this big old thing set up like this? And he said, you're going to pay for this. And he like vanished, right? And I guess I went to sleep. Do y'all know when I woke up the next morning, that damn chair was turned around exactly like it was in that vision? When I tell y'all all the hair on my body, because every single night we don't forget because the spirits will be coming. It was turned around, and my baby kept saying, like they would say stuff. This is why I be telling y'all, listen to y'all kids. Y'all kids will tell you. You don't know if somebody was unalived in your house before you moved in there. You have no idea of what residual spirits have taken place there or trapped there because God trapped them there so they couldn't go out or whatever. You don't know. So I don't move nothing into a house, apartment. I don't move nothing into no place that I'm going to be residing without praying over it first. You'll not attach to my stuff. And how many times did a scary movie start with a person moving into a house? And it's like when they walking up to open the door, you see something kind of looking at them out the window from the top, right? It's always like this extra set of eyes as the person. Well, whose eyes is looking out of there if they about to be the only people? See, CERCA pay attention to that stuff. I get it, it's a movie, but why y'all didn't make it like they just going in there? And even when you do, it's always like the scary noise up at the top up there. I can feel it. Yes, my new construction is more peaceful than my last one built. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. Who went and read the book, The Gates of Hell? Don't it make you think about land and stuff now, different houses you done lived in? Who went and read the book by Brian Stewart? Did y'all go? It's a short read too. I read that book at 15, so you already know. I was like, oh, wait a minute, no. And then became a mama right after that. My son didn't have all kind of stuff. No. Mm-mm. The whole first chapter is gone in the book you bought. Oh man. They said they got the PDF online. They got the PDF online. Mm-hmm. Well, if you got small children, like under 5 or under 12, you need to read that book. If you have children under 12 years old, if you have grandchildren under 12 years old, The Gates of Hell, Brian Stewart with a W. I'm echoing because the government is always listening. This is why the sound keeps going out. I told y'all, listen, you're not going to keep talking about the people. Y'all know what it does when they're listening. It echoes, you can't hear, the signal is bad. Right. You already know what's going on over here. Oh no, I don't want to feel it. I stay away from those places. I lived across for like the almost what 8 years of my life. I lived across from a graveyard, behind a graveyard. I do not want to go. I know exactly how it feels. I told y'all the people used to be in my damn room. The people from the crazy house on the corner and the yes, yes. I can look out my window and see tombstones. No, and them spirits used to. Okay, so think about what I do now, y'all. Do y'all realize you're born whatever you gonna do? In the spiritual realm, they already know who you are. So a lot of children that are tormented as children have a work to do for God. Y'all do realize that. But the demons try to get them and get their hands in them prior to them coming to the realization of their relationship with God. Y'all realize that, right? The most troubled people are normally the most gifted spiritually. Have you not seen a crazy person that can tell you everything about your life, but they don't know nothing about their hygiene? They can tell you all the events that's about to come, but they don't got no house. They asking you for change, but they can tell you some information that'll change your whole understanding. And they paint it as crazy, and yet they always know what's coming. It's always the crazy person on the corner saying whatever, and people are like, until. And then they run back to that corner looking, and the crazy person gone. I'm crazy until I'm not. My dreams are crazy until they're not. My feelings are crazy until they're not. And then folks be looking and God be tucking me away like, should have believed her when she told you. Should have believed her when she told you. And then he will cut off communication and not let me talk to those people. I'm telling you what I know. What about sinking gut feelings? That is your dad telling you, hey, something bad is about to happen. Brace yourself. Then you go journal what time it came. See, y'all be playing with your journals. I don't go nowhere without a journal. If I know I'm gonna be gone, I don't care if I'm going over my family house. Because God might give me, I don't know. And I need my discernment to be on point at all times. So the more that I journal and believe what he tell me, and then I see it come to pass, I question the voice less when I hear it. This is why journaling is good when you get a thought, when it comes to your mind, because you write it, you time and date it, and then when it happens, you know, honey, I know this guy. You ain't got to tell me I know this voice. You cannot, I'm not second guessing nothing because every time I write it down, it be him. I don't care how crazy I think or why or where. I don't always understand right away, but baby, it always makes sense later. Always. It's not one time that it hasn't. Everything is for everything now and later. Now and later. That's why I tell you, everything that comes to your mind, I keep the journal. I got to, y'all know I got somebody bought me a journal. I think this was Roe. I don't know for sure. I got a journal that is on my, and it's real. It's real paper in there. And if you watched any of the Indiana Joneses or anything, have y'all not paid attention, the Ninth Gate and all of that, that they be looking for this stuff. What was they looking for in the book of Eli? It's always somebody's journal that has some information in it that is worth unaliving people for. What is the Bible? A collection of what? What is the Bible? What is the Bible a collection of? Journals. It's Paul's journals, Jesus' journal, Abraham journal, Joshua journal, Mark's journal, John, everybody. It's their journals. We are writing our Bible now. Is y'all experience, because it's going to be a new world, and the people that was before the flood didn't think that their stories was going to make it over here, but we read them every day. So what if they didn't listen to God when he says, make a record of the problem, make a record of how long it took me, and then make a record of like what I did and stuff? We wouldn't know to believe if they didn't write it down. There are things that I've been able to help my children with because God told me something. I wrote it down. He showed me a dream. And then I was able to warn them about a situation. And then they were able to make a good decision. But if I don't take the time to get the information to be able to sow it, because I'm so busy doing whatever, then it's always going to seem like I was always caught off guard. I don't be feeling caught off guard. I promise y'all I don't. And that's why I said I can't go back to living that life when God will tell me even I told y'all he used to tell me when my husband was going to get a bonus and everything. He'll have the lady, there's a prophet. I'm so grateful for her. I love this lady. She's the person that helped me understand my gift because I used to be like, something's wrong. I tell people stuff and they don't like me, but then it comes true. And then they're mad at me like, this don't make no sense. She said, baby, come here. Have you ever considered, baby, that you might be? I said, no. That's not, I don't want that. I already know about the prophets. I know how their life is. Their life is hard. I don't want that. That's not, God wouldn't do that to me. Oh, but it did. She said, you don't see it? She said, well, read this. Have you ever felt like this? Well, read that. Does this happen to you? I was like, well, yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, God, y'all, I cried for it. I ran from this thing for a long time. I talk to you, but we ain't put no name on. And then, so when I wouldn't receive it, y'all know what happened? God would send me into people's houses that did not know me, and they would say, do you know what you are? And then my friend would look at me and she'd be like, what is she? What y'all think she is? We done been in the traps everywhere, and they'd be like, you. Hey, man. And I used to be like, time to go. I just came here to do, I don't know. For real. For real. I ain't been able to hide. I told y'all, I used to be in the shake them up, and people would be like, yeah, you different. You ain't supposed to be in here. Huh? No. Y'all say that to everybody. Nah, like for real. Like, you shouldn't be in here. Well, that ain't helping me pay my rent, so what's up? Because it's all on my silver. What you got? You want to sit and talk about why I shouldn't be in here? I suggest you give in to the cause so that I don't have to be. That's the only thing I can think of as to why I won't be in here. The more money I make today, the less I have to be in here the rest of this week. What you got? Since you think I'm just not supposed to be in here, I think you should give to the cause, huh? Don't try to spin no game to me because I'm going to spit it right back. Moving on. Let's talk about Job and his losses. Reading, it pays off. All right. Right here. Right here. Right here. You love me? Listen here. I love y'all too. Y'all want me to get up here and fake for y'all. I'm not. I am a seer and a whole bunch of other stuff. See, God didn't limit my gifts, and I'm grateful for that. So I don't have to only live in prophecy, because some prophet, it's different kind of prophets too. Prophetesses, however y'all say it. And as you read in the lost books, you start to see a lot more prophet women, don't you? Matter of fact, they was the ones moving stuff around for real, for real. They was doing a lot of work, baby. They could get in the rooms that certain men couldn't get into. And did. God used women to win a lot of battles. Have we met Harriet Tubman? Because they wouldn't have won without her, because she knew the terrain. And how did she know the terrain? Almost got killed for learning, and did. And she couldn't even sleep and eat and bathe with them. She had to go eat over there. But she was the one that helped them win the war. Come on now. And when God don't use women, really, he was telling them secrets he wasn't telling the men. But we're not going to talk about it. Let's go on over here. Mm-hmm. We can read the story. All right. Oh, wait a minute. I got a light right here. Thank you, Joy. Who went and got these? Did y'all go get y'all book light so y'all can sneak and read in the bathroom while the kids think y'all downstairs quietly so they can't see the big light on? They don't know where to go. Me. Mm-hmm. You said and did. Because you can sneak and read with this. You don't got to turn the big light on. So if you need about 20 minutes to read without the people bothering, wait till you get everybody settled and sneak off. And then get in the bathroom and just sit on the toilet quietly, but leave the vent on or off, so that way you can turn it down. So we don't even gotta be high. You can change it to different colors in high and low. So if you need to hide, yeah, I didn't get it on Amazon. Joy did, but yes, they are on Amazon. So you can sneak and hide if you need to. See, look, let me show you real quick. Look, who be sneaking and reading? We do. I need to go to bed. I'm just gonna read this other chapter real quick. It ain't gonna. So if you in there with your spouse and you, cause look, right? So you could be like, mm-hmm. Thank you, Joy. Joy is the one that put us on. I used to get whoopings because I wouldn't go to sleep. My mama would come in my room, and I was silly, as a kid, you don't know no better. I would think because the lights was out that she couldn't see my flashlight under the blanket, and I would be up reading from very little. I stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning reading a book. young. I wasn't even in probably second grade, first, second grade. I stayed up reading. So this is like hitting home because I used to try to have to hold it in my arm, put it in between my knees. Like, they had the big old flashlights back then. Mm-hmm. Yes. So this is a way for you to sneak and read if you need to early in the morning. You know. Even try playing sleep and got tore up. Yes, I did too. My mom used to beat my butt. Take your butt to bed. Give me this book. Just got to the juicy part. What is you doing, lady? Get out of here. Get out. No, I didn't say that. Y'all know, back in the day, we couldn't talk to our parents like that. 8:45. We couldn't tell our parents no and be alive. Get out, shut up, be quiet, and stop talking to me. What? You are invited to the funeral of. She was preceded by, and he was preceded by his grandparents, and the mama's in jail for one. Right. Like, what? Y'all would have been invited to my wake, baby. Get out of my room. Oh, you won't need a room because your room is going to be a 6x4 dwelling or an urn if they even didn't bury you in the backyard back then because folks used to just get rid of their kids and nobody questioned where they went. Ain't nobody seen little Susie for 2 years. The mama then got rid of her and put her in the back. And ain't nobody asked no. She went to live with a family member. The real meaning of I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. They meant it when they said it. They meant it. No, for real. For real. Y'all didn't talk to y'all grandparents about them stories. Y'all better ask y'all great grandparents about them stories. And then sometimes the police would, if the kid was too disrespectful, the police sometimes wouldn't even do nothing. It depended on how crazy that kid had been acting, and if they had like a thing around town, and people like, well, Jed went on and put him on down like a dog, cause he wasn't gonna change. He was bringing so much hell to the city. Nobody could get control of him. So Dad, he pulled out that 356 Magnum and he went on and shot him. What? He put him down like a dog. His son? Well, he ran at Dad, and Jed went on and he pulled out that, he never goes anywhere without his pistol. It's always in his boot. And I guess his son forgot that. Jed went on and just bent on down all calm and came on up and shot him and put his pistol back in his boot. We were waiting on the sheriff come on down and get the body. I felt sorry for his mama. She's a mess down there, but everybody was telling her something's going to happen. He's down there robbing people at the bank and stuff. He knocked old Millie down. You can't go around doing stuff like that. And his daddy was probably embarrassed. He worked real hard down there at the mill and all. Y'all can hear the conversation. Y'all know what's going on. And don't nobody say nothing. Everybody just act like the person never existed. Who's that, huh? Go on out there and get that corn off the husk out there. Grandma's going to cook. But Grandma, who's this? Grandma said going out there now. You're asking too many questions. Go on out there. Well, Papa, who's that? Go in there and get go get my pipe and go get my smoking tobacco. They just go on and ignore every question you have. Like, you not asking Who is this person that was in the family photo that ain't here no more? And why won't anybody talk about it? Nobody can answer a question or nobody. So, oh, I don't know the brand. Just look up rechargeable book light. Listen here. Right. The barn door is always open because that's where little Timmy used to play. And every morning they go out there, the barn door is open, even when they lock it, and they're the only ones with the key. Well, you know, they say little Timmy's ghost is down there. His daddy shot him, and every night somebody opens that good old barn door and leaves it open. And they just act like they don't see it and go out there and close it and go on to work. Let me stop. All right. As I was doing these things during the 7 years after the angel had made the disclosure to me, then Satan, when he had received authority, came down unmercifully and torched 7,000 sheep. You want me in a movie now? Well, they asked me, they said I should do voiceovers for cartoons for children. Make up your mind. And I'm supposed to be the dean of a school. And y'all starting to act like my kids. Mom, you can do it. No. Who heard that? Did y'all hear that? 7 years after Job got the information. What was we just talking about? Information comes before the tragedy so that you can prepare. Now, what if Job said, I don't want to hear no negative stuff, you killing my vibe? When the angel came and told him, this is what's getting ready to happen to you. Listen to what Job said. It says, as I was doing these things during the 7 years after the angel had made the disclosure to me, then Satan, when he had received authority, came down unmercifully and torched 7,000 sheep, which had been designated for the clothing of the widows, the women without no husbands. Their husbands died. Okay. 3,000 camels and 500 she asses and 500 yoke of oxen. So Lucifer caused fire to burn up 7,000 sheep, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys. That's a lot of livestock. That's a lot of lot. That's 1,000. Yeah, because we did the math on this. If you're new, we did the math on this, and Job lost over $1 billion in one day. When we did the math, he lost over $1 billion in one day with all of his losses that we gonna read about. If you added it, it was over $1 billion in one day. No, he was a billionaire. When you go and add up, see, in here you can add up and just do it in our day, but you got to think stuff was more pure back then. The gold was more pure, everything. If you go through this Testament of Job and add up like what a she donkey costs right now and what lambs cost, like the best, because you got to think he was going to have the best of the best. He was a king. So what's the best lamb? What's the best horses? What's the best We looked up his guard dogs, and when his guard dogs, I think they was like $3,000 to $7,000 a piece for right now for what it was like the best type of guard dog or something like 50,000. No, it was $50,000 a dog. The best guard dogs now, I think when we did the price, it was like 50,000 and up for like these trained whatever. He's a king, so you know he's gonna have the best of the best. He's not gonna have no little raggedy dogs running around. So when we did the math, if he were to lose all of that today, it was over $1 billion of stuff in one day. He had whole dairy farms, and the milk was curdling because they couldn't process it fast enough. So the milk turned to butter on the hills, it said. It was just pouring down. They didn't even have to turn it. It would just turn. Come on, look. Okay. So it says, and all these he destroyed by himself, according to the authority he had received against me. So he had to go, Lucifer had to go and get authority to come against Job. He didn't just get to come against Job, he had to get authority to come against Job. He couldn't just go because God had blessed Job, so the devil can't take nothing without asking God first. He has to get permission. And then God even gave Job a warning that he gave him permission to come take his stuff. He didn't sit there and say, why me, why me, why me, why me, why me. He was like, God, you already told me. But they don't tell you that in the KJV either, that he already knew what was going to happen. He knew he was going to lose his kids. He knew he was going to lose his wife. He knew he was good. But God said, I'll give you back double if you go through this. In the Bible, it just say he was a just man. But in this book, it says, oh, no. He told him, you're going to have to spar like an athlete. He said, he coming for everything you got. He said, but I guarantee you, if you go through it, you're going to lose everything. He said, but if you go through it, I'm going to give it back double. Literally. Watch. All right. It says, the rest of my herds were confiscated by my fellow countrymen. So his homeboys, after the devil started burning up his stuff, his fellow countrymen, his homeboys, the people that he had herded with and traded sheep with and went to the sheep store with and stuff, the feed store, came and stole the rest of it. So whatever the devil didn't burn up, the rest of my herds were confiscated by my fellow countrymen who had been well treated by me, but who now rose up against me and took away the remainder of my animals. They reported to me the destruction of my goods, but I glorified God and did not blaspheme. How many of you can be okay with your car burning up or your house almost burning up, and then you find out that your friends was in there stealing your stuff after, like when y'all went to the hotel, you found out that your friends was going in there and stealing your stuff? How would you feel about that? People that you let come live in your house and you looked out for if they didn't have money. How would you feel? That's why I say these books make the people of the Bible more realistic, because they go into detail. You're like, dang, that happened to me. I would be angry. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Well, how y'all feel? Y'all would be mad over here. Pissed. I know, right? Miss Donkey. Upset all the way, 100%. That's why I said this makes it make it good over here. You start seeing your people. I told you the people pop up off the page. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why this make the Bible even more real. It make you want to read it all. Okay. So now that they then came and took all his livestock, and his friends then came and got the rest of whatever the devil didn't burn up personally. Now his kids. Y'all want to read about Job's children and what happened? Are we moving on? Here we go. Then the devil, when he had come to know my heart, laid a plot against me, disguising himself as the king of the Persians. So once he knew where his tender spot was, because Job probably didn't care. He's like, all of that is possessions. I can get new cattle. I can get all of this, right? I can get all that. But what I can't get back is my kids. So my kids is cool, so I'm cool. We can rebuild. And so he said, oh, for real? Now, did you see that it said that Satan disguised himself as one of the kings of Persia? That means an angel put on a flesh suit, because Lucifer is still an angel. Did y'all pick that up? He disguised himself as the king of Persia, which means he put on a flesh suit that looks exactly like the king, and they didn't even know. They were staring Lucifer in the face. And you ask me, do I think it's skinwalkers now? Hell yeah. And this is why I just told you that the Bible says you never know when you entertain an angel, because the people that knew the king of Persia thought that it was just the king of Persia, and they didn't know they was looking Lucifer in the face himself. Now do y'all understand the Bible say you never know when you entertain an angel? Do you understand that now? Shapeshifters, exactly. Can I ask you a question? What did the dude from 3-6 Mafia say about Satan when he comes to you? He said he ain't gonna come to you looking like they show you on a thing. He said he gonna come to you dressed like your friend. He gonna look just like your homeboy. Y'all don't remember when his teeth was moving on that? Y'all don't remember? He said he not gonna come to you looking scary. He gonna come looking like your best friend. The record producer or somebody. So the dude from 3-6 Mafia said that, and then Job said the same thing. That Satan hopped in the body of the king of Persia. Now we know that the Persians were some of the most brutal people on the planet. Could that be because the fallen angels were their uncles and they were calling the spirits into them? Yes, because even Ognim said they did that. If you remember, we read about the 7 powers of darkness, the rulers and their minions. And then we read in Og, and they say their dark ones made them be able to transform and go up in the wind and be genies, basically, and all of these different things. Hold up, wait a minute. Let us put some OTP in it, because wait, hold up. Let me ask you a question. Y'all remember reading Og when it said their eyes would be black? When they dark ones came on them, their eyes would go completely black. What was it we just talking about earlier today with the class, the show we've been watching? They said, oh no, their eyes went all the way black. And their face changed. You mean when the dark one came in? Didn't God take the good angels that fell and he made them dark? And we know from Ezra that he purposely made them look scary. He took their beauty, their shining, and made them dark and scary looking. But even his COs is scarier than them. Because the demons that scare us is going to be scared by God's COs that he got. They scarier His monsters is scarier than the monsters he turned them into. Okay. So now that we know that Lucifer inhabited or shapeshifted into or possessed the king of Persia when Job was around. Okay. All right. So then the devil, Lucifer himself, when he had come to know my heart, laid a plot against me, disguising himself as the king of the Persians. He stood in my city, gathering together all the rogues in it. Watch the people that look like they're there for you, because they will go and gather all the people that's been whispering about you together and become your a mob. Okay? He went to his city, stood in Job's city, and said, "Who want to go with me to go take everything Job got?" The people that Job has been feeding, because if you go back and read this story, you know Job fed everybody. We're talking about Job. Yeah. So how would you feel if everybody that you done took care of, even when they owed you money, you just let it roll off their back? Anytime their kids needed anything, you took care of everybody. And then somebody that they don't even know that well come and be like, "Hey, we about to get together against them and go get everything they got." These is the same people you've been feeding for 3 months, and they help the person break in your house and steal your stuff. And they only known this person for 2 months. You hear me? Oh, I don't know if you have ever read this version, but it's even rougher than the one in the KJV. It gets down to the nitty gritty about what we reading about what happened with his kids right now. So Lucifer found out that his soft spot was not all of his belongings and his business, but his children. And so then he disguised himself, Lucifer did, as the king of Persia, who could have very well been Xerxes, one or two. Or Nabonapolisar, or however you say all the names. We gonna have to figure out which one was living, and then we'll know exactly which king of Persia that Lucifer inhabited while Job was alive, which would have made him one of the first antichrists, because it says several is gonna come, but the last one is the one you need to be worried about, and it says that there have been several antichrists. Lucifer is what, yeah, Nero was one. It was Nero. I can't think of the other dude. Him. It's been a few antichrists already, and Lucifer actually inhabited these people's body and tried to make the end of the world come quicker. One of the Xerxes did marry Esther. Yep. It was Caligula. Did I say that right? Yeah. Okay, so let's keep going and find out what happened with these kids. Come on. All right. So it says, and with a boast he spoke to them, saying, "This man Jobab is the one who destroyed all the good things of the earth and left nothing, the one who distributed to the beggars, to the blind, and to the lame, yet the one who destroyed the temple of the great God and leveled the place of the drink offerings. Therefore I shall repay him according to what he did against the house of God." Now y'all remember Job went and tore down the statue that they had made be able to speak, and he said, "Is this God?" People was taking and pouring libations out, liquor out to the statue, because just like in Mulan, the statue was talking. But it was Lucifer and his spirit speaking and making the statue speak. You mean what they about to do here now? Never mind, we'll talk about that later. Yeah, so this is not new. So the whole Mulan talking statue thing, yeah, happening here first. He said he didn't leave some for his friends, but y'all know that Satan was mad because him and 50 of his friends went and knocked down that statue, and that's why Lucifer is pissed, because they had been deceiving the people. That's the whole reason he came after him. But he riled them up because these people believed in a lot of them worshiped that statue. So that's why they say he tore up the house of God, their God, not the God. Talking about statues still moving in India, don't the Sphinx be opening and closing their eyes? Sometimes you see it with the eyes open, sometimes you see it with the eyes closed. Ain't nothing changed. Okay. So then this is still happening. This is still happening. This is why this is good. They can't call it a phenomenon if we didn't seen it already and we could read about it. But then they say it's still happening. So then it ain't no phenomenon. If it's happening, it's just been happening. And what the Bible said, ain't nothing new under the sun. Period. Let's go. So he said, therefore, I shall also repay him according to what he did against the house of God. Come along then and gather the spoils for yourselves, all of his animals and whatever he has left on earth. And they answered him and said, he has 7 sons and 3 daughters. Possibly they might flee to other lands and plead against us as though we were tyrants, and in the end rise against us and kill us. So So he said to them, have no fear at all. Most of his possessions I have already destroyed by fire. The others I confiscated. And as for his children, I shall slay them. When he said these things to them, he departed and smashed the house down upon my children and killed them. Wicked Witch of the West, the whole Dorothy thing. Wasn't it a house that came down on the witch and killed her? Was it a house? So Job lost all 10 of his children in one house tragedy. Mind you, the day before, all his businesses burned up, and then his friends came and stole from him. And now today, immediately, he lost all 10 of his children at one time. You need to get this book. You can get it on Amazon, and you can download it right now if you want to read it right now. Just type in James Charlesworth PDF and book 1 and book 2, and you can download it and you can have it right now. And you can order it on Amazon, $54.99. Both of them is 2. Just get both of them. Don't buy them separate because it's too expensive. Just buy them together. Oh yeah, just type in James Charlesworth book 1, book 2 PDF, and you can download it right now and read it with us. James Charlesworth PDF, and it's gonna come up. It's been downloaded so many times, it's gonna come up. You can read with us right now. Okay, so now that we know all 10 of his children were killed at the same time, unalive. It says, my fellow countrymen, when they saw that what was said truly happened, pursued and attacked me and began to snatch up everything in my house. My eyes witnessed cheap and worthless men at my tables and couches. I was unable to utter a thing, for I was exhausted as a woman numbered in her pelvic region by the magnitude of birth pains, remembering most of all the battle foretold by the Lord through his angel and the songs of victory which had been told to me. And I became as one wishing to enter a certain city to discover its wealth and gain a portion of its splendor, and as one embarked with cargo in a sea-going ship. Seeing at mid-ocean the third wave in the opposition of the wind, he threw the cargo into the sea, saying, I am willing to lose everything in order to enter this city, so that I might gain both the ship and better things than of the payload. Thus, I also consider my goods as nothing, what I tell y'all, compared to the city about which the angel spoke to me. When the final messenger came and showed me the loss of my children, I was deeply disturbed. And I tore my garment, saying to the one who brought the report, how were you spared? Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones? How was you what how did you make it out and all my kids died? How was you alive to come tell me this story? If you was right there when they was killing my kids. How did you and Joe said how you make it out? You didn't fight and die with my kids. Really? He said, how were you spared? And then when I understood what had happened, I cried aloud, saying, the Lord gave and the Lord took away. As it seemed good to the Lord, so it has happened. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So when all my goods were gone, Satan concluded that he was unable to provoke me to contempt. When he left, he asked my body from the Lord so he might inflict the plague on me. Then the Lord gave me over into his hands to be used as he wished with respect to the body, but he did not give him authority over my soul. So God gave him, he could do whatever he wanted to his body, he just couldn't touch his soul. Then he came to me while I was sitting on my throne, mourning the loss of my children. And he became like a great whirlwind and overturned my throne. Is that not a genie? Isn't that what Maleficent did in the king's courtroom thing? So it happened to Job first. Y'all see where they be getting their stories from? Y'all see how they be cheating us, trying to make it like it's their own? It ain't. For everybody talking about the Bible is a plagiarized story from no, the mess y'all be reading is plagiarized. Okay. Then he came to me while I was sitting on my throne and mourning the loss of my children, and he became like a great whirlwind and overturned my throne. For 3 hours I was beneath my throne, unable to escape. Wonder if he had the throne with the swords in it. And he struck me with a severe plague from head to toe. In great trouble and distress, I left the city and I sat on a dung heap, worm ridden in body. Mm, he had maggots coming out of his body. Discharges from my body wet the ground with. The pus was pouring out into. Oh my God. It was pouring off his body so bad it was making the ground around him wet. Mind you, he still had maggots in his body. And if you ever smell something that's really infected, like bed sores and stuff like that, it is not a good smell when that flesh starts to rot and sit there together. Rotting flesh, because this is what's happening. If y'all don't remember, the kings had to come a mile away spraying perfume because you could smell him a mile away like a dump. You could smell Job a mile away, literally, like a dead body, but he was alive. You know, you can get a whiff, and the body could be way back. You can smell a dead animal from a that smell it permeates through the air. But he was alive. So imagine smelling like a decaying carcass, but you alive. You got maggots in your body like you dead, but you alive. Y'all done seen people run out of a place where they open up something and it's a dead body or an unalive person, and the gases and the fumes are so bad they can't quit throwing up, and they say you'll never forget that smell. You can't wash it out your nose, and you had to walk around like that. After losing all 10 of your kids at one time, all your businesses, all your money, and your homeboys and homegirls is in here helping the enemy take your stuff. And you gotta be, have you ever had a boil? That pus will pour out. Them things can get massive and it pours out. He had boils all on the bottom of his feet, in his mouth, in his, like, his whole body was covered. You know how painful boils are? Could you imagine? You can have one boil and be like, ooh. No, don't do that. His whole body from head to toe. And it was so much pus pouring out that it was just pouring. So imagine every piece of your skin and every crevice in between your booty crack, in between your toes, behind your ears, on your eyelids. You got pus running into your eyes. I mean, are y'all getting this? Because y'all think what? Devil just gave him 10 little balls. He literally just said from the top of his. If you ever been a burn victim and them bubbles swell up with pus and they burn, I'm a burn victim 2 times over. You ever got a burn? Don't that skin bubble up? And then when the air hit it, it hurt? Oh my God. Because your nerves be, oh Jesus. He said he burnt him from head to toe, and then he had blisters, he had boils. You ever been in the burn unit? You can't sleep. Because when the air kick on and it hit them nerves, baby, you will, Jesus, I know. I done been in a burn unit twice in my life. Twice. And then I got a burn the whole size of my whole, basically from my, right here in my waist, all the way basically down to my knee. In the whole front of my thigh. So yeah. I was burned as a child by boiling water and had to be in a burn unit, and then by water again as an adult 30 years later. That mess is, it took, ooh, it's still, woo! They was hitting me with no, what you call that stuff? Morphine while they was trying to, baby, and I'm in there with 5 nurses in a big old room naked so they can debride this and get all of this off so I don't have to lose my leg. And I'm in there like this. And every time that pain, they'll have to scrape your nerve endings. Are you understanding? They are scraping your nerve endings. Depending on how many layers that water went down, and I haven't had a groove in my leg. I can show y'all. It was a crater. So it then went down. Oh, Jesus. When I tell you it had to stay hot in my room, the air cannot, I covered up them vents. Because when your erector pili, which is your hair follicle, stand up, it ain't nothing to cover that. So your nerves is trying to stand up. Your hair is trying to stand up. Ooh. Ain't nothing covering your nerves. They're exposed. The nerve endings in your skin aren't there. They're burned. So they're trying to do what they're supposed to do. Listen here. That I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Mm-mm. And this just happened to me when I was 32. I got burned again. I got burned, or 33. I got burned at 33, and I got burned. I got burned on my hand with scalding water at 2 or 3. And then on the same side of my body again with a pot of boiling water at 30 something. So I know this feeling. Yep. It's very uncomfortable to sleep. Because your skin is one. Ugh. Okay. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. All right. So discharges from my body wet the ground with moisture. Many worms were in my body. And if a worm ever sprang off, I would take it up and return it to its original place, saying, stay in the same place where you are put until you are directed otherwise by your commander. So now he sound crazy. Now he's telling the worms, did I tell you to get off of me? Just stay put. The maggots? He like a bumbling fool almost, in a sense. He done lost his kids, his job, he's not a king anymore. You got me like just. These are the only friends I have are the maggots that are in my body. They eat the infection. All right. Here go the wife. I spent 48 years on the dung heap outside the city under the plague, so that I saw with my own eyes my children, my first wife, carrying water into the house of certain noblemen as a maid's. I spent 48 years on the dung heap. With worms in your body. You gonna hold on. And God didn't promise you all this stuff, and you gotta go through something for 50 years before you get whatever He was. You've been burned twice by fire. Man, you got it in you. And you done lost everything, your kids, everything. You got it in you to wait on the promise that it's gonna come back double. Stay sick in your body. You said, wow, KJV sure didn't tell us that. Oh, no, they don't. There's so much good stuff in here. Like a lot of people didn't know Mary was 14 when she had Jesus. And that Joseph didn't want her. We learned that the other day, didn't we, family? Some of us knew, but some of us knew, learned more. Yeah, Mary was 14 when she had Jesus. You can read that in the Protevangelion. And the birth of Jesus, the first infancy of Jesus Christ. Jesus talked you said, I'm in the class. I'm saying here. Oh, yeah, we learn everything around here. See, this is why people want to sit up and read the Bible for 13 hours a day. Because it actually makes sense now. We got the rest of the story. Joseph was old. He was a widower. He had already been married and had kids. He did not want her. He didn't. He said, I do not want to look ridiculous. I'm an old man. What I'm going to be doing with this little bitty girl? Too bad the men these days don't think like that. They think the exact opposite. The younger, the hotter, the better. They don't want nothing old but money. Moving on. So it says, and then I'm going to go run to the restroom. It says, I saw my first wife carrying water into the house of a certain nobleman, and as a maidservant, so she might get bread and bring it to me. I was stunned, and I said, the gall of these city fathers. How can they treat my wife like a female slave after I regained my senses? After 11 years, they kept even bread itself from me, barely allowing her to have her own food. As she did get it, she would divide it between herself and me, saying with pain, "Woe is me. Soon he will not even get enough bread." She would not hesitate to go out into the market to beg bread from the bread seller so that she might bring it to me so I could eat. When Satan knew this, he disguised himself as a bread seller. So now Satan then went from the king of Persia to a bread seller. Now he a baker on the road. I'm tired of him too, girl. And he gonna keep flip flopping in your life too. He could be your boss, he could be your husband, he could be your mama, he could be the lady in the store, he could be inhabit. Are y'all understanding possession a lot more in this whole flip flop into whatever I want to be? Okay. He gonna be whatever he needs to be to get to you. Remember that. He will transform into whoever and whatever he needs to be to get to you. And his homeboys too. And his sisters. Because it's female demons as well. They will shapeshifters. All right, here we go. When Satan knew this, he disguised himself as a bread seller. It happened by chance that my wife went to him and begged bread, thinking he was a man. I'm gonna read that again. When Satan knew this, he disguised himself as a bread seller. It happened by chance that my wife went to him and begged bread, thinking he was a man. And Satan said to her, "Pay the price and take what you like." But she answered him and said, "Where would I get money? Are you unaware of the evils that have befallen us? If you have pity on me, show mercy, but if not, you shall see." And he answered her, saying, "Unless you deserve the evils, you would not have received them in return." Now, mind you, he the one that did all this. He the one that took her stuff, and while Job is sick, he said, "Well, it wouldn't have happened to you if you didn't do no evil." Because he mad because they didn't tore down his temple. Still irritated, still bitter. It's 50 years later, and Lucifer is still not giving up. Remember, because he came to their door begging bread in the beginning. Well, those of you that haven't read it. Soon as Job went and tore down this statue, Lucifer disguised himself as an old man and came to the door asking for bread. Right, grudge much? Exactly. Now, at the end of the story, he then turned into the baker selling the bread now. First, he came begging the bread, and Job gave him burnt bread and was like, "Bro, we don't feed our enemies around here." And Lucifer told him, "You're going to be burnt just like this bread. You burnt this burnt bread. You gave me a little burnt biscuit." Didn't he? He said, "Tell your master he going to be burnt just like this bread, a little burnt black biscuit." And look at Job. He a burnt black biscuit now with pus running out his legs. So, you see? You got to be careful. Got to be more careful. Shut up, Circle, because you have, amen, I almost lost my leg too, Job. I feel you. Lucifer came for me twice too. I ain't gonna say Lucifer, but it was somebody from his clan. Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. So let's finish reading this. So now Lucifer has disguised himself as a bread seller, and Job's wife is begging bread. She said, "If I had some money, I wouldn't be over here. I'd have gave it to you already." Mm-hmm. He said, "Unless you deserve the evils, you would not have received them in return. Now then, if you have no money at hand, offer me the hair of your head and take 3 loaves of bread." Now, for all of you young ladies that love your bundles and you get them from impoverished countries where these girls grow their hair to their feet and they shave it and they give them $7 for 10 pounds of hair so that they could go and buy meal for their families. Is Satan doing anything different? They barely get enough to live a month on what they grow for 10 years. They got to fill up a whole basket full of hair to get some money. These bundles y'all be happily wearing, the women, they start growing their hair when they born and they might not be able to cut it till they 20. And so there's at their feet or wherever, 10, 15. Then they shave them bald or give them a cut that's here and they put all that hair in a basket. Well, hair is really light when it's dry most times. So your bundles that you paying $2, $3, $4, honey, $1,000 for, the young lady that grew that hair grew it for a long time, and they probably gave her way less than $100, honey. Look it up for yourself. And so the same thing is still happening. He told her, cut her hair, and you can eat. So y'all Remy and y'all, them young ladies is having to do with this, what Job's wife did, which was, well, let's read about it. Satan told her, now then, if you don't have no money on hand, offer me the hair of your head and take 3 loaves of bread. Perhaps you will be able to live for 3 more days. Satan is, ugh. Then she said to herself, what good is the hair of my hair compared to my hungry husband? And so, showing disdain for her hair, she said to him, go ahead and take it. And we know a woman's hair is her glory. Then he took scissors and sheared off the hair of her head and gave her 3 loaves, while all were looking on. When she got the loaves, she came and brought them to me. Satan followed her along the road, walking stealthily and leading her hard astray. He walked behind her, talking about give her some money. She didn't sold. Satan was taunting her, talking about, look at her, she sold her hair. She used to be a queen, and now she's selling her hair in the marketplace for 3 loaves of bread. Her and her husband. I'm gonna let y'all read the rest of the story on your own. I'm about to go. I just wanted to come in here and give you a little bit. Don't this? It's juicy, honey. This Bible. People like the Bible is boring. I don't know which one you read. You can't be reading it right because, honey, this is everything I see on TV every time I open a book now. I can see all y'all storylines from y'all favorite shows right here. Now y'all see why they kept it. They hid it. But God said, he said, I got mysteries in there. If you're looking in my KJV, you're going to find the links to the other ones, but you got to know what you're looking for. And aren't you happy you found the links to the secret knowledge? Don't it make you understand? Now, if you go back and read the story of Job, I promise you, you read this testament of Job and then go back and read Job in the Bible, you're going to be like, really? Because I did it. I know. And that's when I was like, I cannot just take this little bit that they be offering in here. I need the meat and the potatoes of the story. You hear me? Because Job went through a lot more than what it says in KJV. And it was an extended period of time. But, just like I said, we don't hear about Mary. Well, Mary was the mother of Jesus. I would think somebody was writing her story down. Where is it? Book 1. It's the Testament of Job. Just look up the Testament of Job in book 1. Go to your table of contents. Y'all can read it from the beginning. Just look up the Testament of Job in your table of contents, book 1. He's in the 3 patriarchs, I think. In that section of it. You're welcome. Yes, honey. That's why I said the Bible is interesting if you really want to get in there and look. Yes, I'm single and will be for a while because you don't want to date. Listen, you don't want to date me if you're a liar, a cheater, or any of that because I'm going to see it. And then I'm going to be irritated with you because you're trying to lie to me. So I just wouldn't. If you ain't never dated a real prophetess before or been around a real prophet, study before you be trying to date one because I promise you, prophets is head busters too. They're going to get the job done when the king won't if y'all ain't paid no attention. If the king won't get rid of it, the prophet coming through with the sword. So, and I ain't even trying to be funny. I'm literally living something right now that is happening in this thing. There was a person that I used to deal with, y'all, and God still be showing me all his business, and I don't want to. So don't come playing over here. I'm being honest. Because I'm going to see all your business and you're going to be calling me crazy and it's going to be right. So if you ain't ready for that, stay on away from here. I don't got time. I just don't got no friends like that, y'all. Because my friends, they be trying to BS me and I just be looking at them lie to me like, you don't even know that God let me hear the conversation you was having about me earlier. And so I'll say a key word and their eyes get real big like, damn. And I'll be like, well, Dad, thank you. I might not say none of them. But you just gave me all the confirmation I need that conversation that I had was about me, that I heard was about me. It was. I'm telling you. That's why I can't go back to living a mundane life of searching for answers when God be willing to give them to me before the thing even happened. Who want to know afterwards? If you got to wait for the news to tell you, it's already too late. It's then already happened. You can't change it. I'd rather be with the God that's going to tell me before, and yes, it make me cringe, and no, I can't stop it, but at least I'm prepared and I know it's coming. That's the difference. You can't stop it. There's nothing you can do to stop it, but wouldn't you want to rather be prepared than, oh my God. You already knew, so that ain't saying you ain't even going to feel like that. But you got a buffer. It don't got to be complete chaos and complete destruction every time something happen if you listen. And I learned to listen, and people be mad, and I learned to believe what God tell me about people too. And if he showed me a dream, I don't have to be able to interpret it right then. I don't have to know what it means. I just write it down. You hear me? I just write it down, baby. And it with my kids, family members, it don't matter. That's why I got these big old, y'all know. And these is just from this year. These is just from this year. Y'all know, but I got stacks. I got over 3 feet of journals from me writing down. Didn't know that the sickness that was coming in 2020. Y'all didn't see my videos. I write down words because God has got as much information as you want. I told y'all I saw the bugs that was gonna be in Vegas. Dreamed the chlorine bomb that they dropped on the Syria babies. I dreamed all that before it happened. I dreamed the Boston bombing, and then it happened on my son's birthday 6 weeks later. Wrote that down. Didn't know it was gonna be the Boston bombing, and then it happened. I was like, oh hell no, that's crazy. I showed y'all. I did show y'all. Yep. Sure did. I didn't dream a lot. 9/11. I told my cousins 5 months. I said the America's getting ready to go to war, and they was like, "Yeah, right." I said, "I'm telling you, we about to go to war." Because I had a dream and I was on my belly saying the war angel is coming. The war angel is coming. The war angel is coming. And I'm crawling through a concert in this dream and everybody just doing their thing and whatever. And 5 months later, it was at war. We was at war. And all my cousins called me and I said, well, no, I don't want to talk about it now. Because y'all was calling me crazy when I kept telling y'all we was about to go to war. Okay? He told me about the bugs. They was flying all in my mouth. It was nowhere you could go. And then in Ethiopia, in Vegas, and all over the world, it was just an infestation of grasshoppers, them crickety things. They was everywhere. And my ex-husband came home. He said, man, that's crazy. You know them bugs, they over there in Ethiopia and stuff too, man. They everywhere. They over in Africa. They even showed up in Vegas. You mean the bugs that I told you I woke up scratching out my mouth and we couldn't eat and we had to cover our food in the dream? But when I told you, it was what you eat. And now that it's worldwide news, it's crazy. If you don't want to know, go away. Because I can't control what he showed me and I ain't trying to steer clear of it either. I want to know. And he keep on telling me the secrets. And we keep on being ahead of the game. So we are at war with Middle Eastern countries. We at war with everybody right now. Armageddon has started, y'all. That's why this world coin is out. Because the world war is here. I told y'all about rations. Nobody was thinking about that when I said check your food stamp cards, because that RID is not recipient ID. It's ration identification. Because the world is in famine. So, I love y'all. I'm about to go. We ain't talking about nothing now. I'm about to go to the restroom. I might get back on. I don't know. I'm not sleepy, so we gonna see. In like 2013 or 2014, they changed a lot of the food stamp cards, and it used to just have a number on it, but then they gave you your name, and then it was recipient identification. They called it a RID number, but really, I knew what a RID was because my auntie was in the Army. And she said, RID is ration identification. I said, well, what is that? She said, when you go to the PX, if you off base, like if you in other countries, there's certain things that are rationed out and they'll clip your thing or however they do it. So then I knew that from back in like the 90s. And then we get up to 2014 and I see this food stamp card and it's got RID on it. I know what this means. This is ration identification. This is not recipient identification. And why would they be handing out rations? And then right after that, 2-3 years later, when Trump became president, he brought out the blue boxes, which is rations. And rations come right before war. And then right before that, gold dipped down, and it had only done that 3 times in history, and it says we was going into not a recession but a depression, and that's where we at right now, honey. Ain't nothing. It's all lining up. I'll be right back. Everything lining up. was telling y'all about that Obamacare, page 1001 of Obamacare. I knew this in like 2014. 2014, like it was like 2012. It was 2012 or 2013. Obamacare, on page 1001, it said that all Americans was gonna be fitted with an RFID biomedical chip. Well, Biden just bought those last year. Millions of them, biomedical chips, not medical, not regular RFID chips, but biomedical RFID chips. That was in the Obamacare. And your money and insurance and everything was going to be connected on this chip. That was in Obamacare. But it happened under Biden. No, because there's biomedical chips and then there's electronic chips. Because for the chip to be able to receive a frequency inside of the body, it has to be a certain temperature. And the warmest place on your body is right here and right here. And now we have digital money. The Bible said you weren't going to be able to buy or sell unless you had a mark in your right hand or your forehead. Like a biomedical chip that our president just bought. Right before we went into digital currency. Buy or sell. Right before we had to scan, even when we gonna get our gas, now you can't even talk to a cashier. You got to put your stuff up there and it's going to have a QR code in a minute. And if you don't have your own personalized QR code, you are not going to be able to buy anything. Y'all see it in y'all gas stations. Now they got the U-Scan. It was just a couple in the Walmart. Then it was all the Walmart. Then it was all the Target. Then they got them at Family Dollar, Dollar General, Dollar Tree. Now they in the gas station. Because you won't be able to buy or sell without your own. Let's look at it. Who don't believe it?
This is Zoe. Just like you, she uses lots of different cards and IDs to get through her day. What if all Zoe needed was herself? Introducing Amazon One, a free service that lets you use your palm to quickly pay for things, gain access, earn rewards, and more. Let's say you're grabbing your favorite coffee beverage, or heading into the office, or checking out. Just hover your palm and you're on your way. It's as easy as that. Sign up is free and takes less than a minute. All you need is a credit card, your phone number, and your palm. That's it. Since your palm is unique and can't be lost or misplaced, you can get things done quickly and securely. And with more experiences on the way, Amazon One will help you get even more done. Simply by being...
Ooh, they hit you. 666.
Now, Zoe has more time to do what she loves. Indoor skydiving. Enter, identify, and pay with Amazon One.
Did y'all hear that? Enter, identify, and pay. You won't be able to buy or sell without this identification. Enter, identify, and pay. I have not ever had to identify myself when I went into the gas station and bought water. I've never had to identify myself when I went into the grocery store to buy anything. Not ever in life. The reason you're going to have to identify yourself is because if you're not a part of the global community, you will not be able to spend money. This is why CERCA has been saying before you're not able to go into the store unless you plan on taking the mark of the beast. then yeah, you'll be able to eat. But if you take the mark, you can't go to heaven. So with that, before that, I need you to get your wood burning oven. I need you to get your butane stove. I need you to get your wool blankets, because buy or sell me, you ain't gonna be able to get no electricity. You have to buy that, don't you? Don't you pay a bill? If you have a company, you won't be able to run it unless you have this QR code. Buy or sell means run your company or let people or be a patron. So then how do you get your electricity? How do you get your food? You don't. You dehydrating it down and trying to store up and stock up as much as you can. When there's no electricity that you can purchase because you're not a part of the global community, you won't have to be worried about it, because you got solar power generators and you got things to take care of that. You have manually powered everything, coffee grinders, mortar and pestle. You have a way to they got washing machines they got manual washing machines, and it'll spin out and everything. So this is why we've been preparing, because we knew last year that we wasn't gonna be able to go in the store, didn't we? And everybody was calling us crazy when we was saying we ain't gonna be able to go in the store because we don't plan on taking a mark, which is this cute. Let's see, because there's some folks that still don't believe. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I need to save this video. I want the specific one with that girl. Let me go back to my history. Hold on. Because the one I want is not coming up. But let's just use this one.
Starting today, you can pay for your groceries at a local store with the palm of your hand.
That's interesting.
Yes.
The Whole Food store on Arbor Trails is introducing.
This ain't what I want. Hold on. Because I want to show y'all this other thing. Why won't it show her video? Give me 1 second, family. Because it's a specific video. Because she said something that's so powerful. I'm like, Let me go to my YouTube. It's probably there. Library. Here it goes.
So here we are.
Well, here's one.
Amazon Fresh in Laverne.
You see it say scan to enter.
My app or phone. All I'm going to do is cover my palm. And I can get in with my palm only.
Why you gotta get into the grocery store. Okay, now let's look at this one. How do I go back? Hold on.
Get ready to live in your best body with science-backed nutrition.
So big selection there. And also ask Alexa. They've got a whole bunch of these Alexa devices around the store so you can ask questions. And another big thing about this place is the prepared foods. So they've got a full deli, sandwiches, stuff to the cart. Oh, it already found it. You see that? So these cameras are pretty good at seeing stuff very quickly, and you just put it in there and boom, you've got it. So it says $2.59, and I've got a little running subtotal of what I'm purchasing, which is really cool. There's your meats over there, some seafood there. And let's try something else, because now at the store there's a mix of traditional brands and also organic stuff, and a lot of Amazon products as well. So something like this, Donut Cafe.
So your card added up, look.
Look at that, I already found it. You hear that little sound? And we should try taking something out of the cart.
They don't need cashiers no more because your basket is going to add it up. You're not even going to be able to get into the store, though, if you don't identify yourself. And you're going to have to identify with the world coin, the global currency, or you're not going to be able to spend it. Told y'all this last year. For the newbies, if you go back, I got videos on CERCA TROVA YouTube. The live videos from May, June, July. This is all we was talking about last year. And people came in here saying I was fear-mongering, I was a false prophet. Do we have candles? No, we don't have candles. We have emergency light bulbs they're rechargeable light bulbs. I just took mine out and put it in my room because I needed to recharge it. So give me a second, I'll show you what we got. So this was just in the lamp over my bed. And that's how you can charge it, but they have little rechargeable plugs too. But this is what we got. Because candles gonna get hot. And they're not safe. We have portable solar panels. We have two different kinds. We got this little bitty one that has a radio and a light on it. And USB stuff.
The Bluetooth device is ready.
They come with little ones, and then we have big solar ones as well. We already got them. We got water filter, rechargeable water filtration straws, because if the electricity is working, then it ain't gonna be no pumps to filter no water. So if it is coming out, you're gonna have to figure out a way to filter it. And we got several ways to do that. We got these. We got this, which filters 6,000. It'll filter 6,000. We bought these last year. Then Walmart followed our trend and put them on sale. Pure Well. They got more expensive ones. You can buy a Berkey if you want to spend $800, but I need more stuff. So we got the generic one. And so we could get some more survival stuff. So we got that. We got water filtration straws. Each one of these straws filters 1,100 gallons of water. See, each straw filters up to 1,100 gallons of water. The average person drinks 182 gallons a year. That's not counting what you bathe or use to cook. So this will filter 5 years basically worth of water for one person. Okay, so we have that big water filter. We have this, and then we have this, which is a portable electric water filter. And it's rechargeable as well. So I can plug this into that blue thing, my small portable generator right here that has its own little solar panel, and put this over 2 buckets of water. Well, a 5-gallon bucket of water I done got out the creek or whatever I got to do with it. It has 2 tubes, one for the dirty, one for the clean, and I can filter water on the go. That other thing also breaks down because it's literally for camping, outdoor, and kitchen. See it? So it breaks down. You can use it for camping, and this is the pure well. Okay? So this is, you can filter whatever water, pour the water out, take it apart, and stack it up and travel and then get to where you're going. So we have a disaster preparedness list. You can type in CERCA TROVA disaster preparedness on or survival list on YouTube. No. Well, YouTube is the videos. The link is on Amazon in the Amazon store to some of the stuff that I think you need. So, basics like wool blankets. We have portable wood burning stoves so we can heat and cook just in case there's no power in the winter. Look at what happened in Buffalo. People was dying because they was burning plastics and this and that. But if you have a wood burning stove, you can at least put that pipe out, put some stuff around to get you some buffalo, I'm sorry, yeah. And have that smoke going out. But like our grandmas used to have that one stove in the middle of the room to heat and cook, we got miniature ones. They got them on Amazon. And they got all different ones. Like the one I have, it has that little pot thing that you pull up so you can put the pot on top of it or cook hot dogs. But the door also opens. So if I need to use it as, whatever. The link on Amazon, survival, either survival or disaster preparedness. And then we have we have 2 videos on YouTube. If you type in CERCA TROVA survival and survival 2.0, I literally go through and we pull up the disaster prepared, our dehydrated food, and everything that I feel like what God has told me to tell y'all to get, and everything has been relevant. We already have people that have been using their stuff already. Our power went out. Me and the kids stayed room. Right. Well, we even have terracotta pots too, so we can make mini radiators, don't we? We got our little terracotta pots and our candles so that we can make, or the alcohol little radiator heaters. We got different sizes of those pots. We got all kind of stuff. So we can keep our little pot belly in the main area, and then we can make radiator heaters. And we got lava rocks because you can heat those and they stay hot. Yep. Yes, honey. So we been getting ready. Listen, okay, if you've been here longer than 6 months, tell me we didn't talk about all of this last year. We got portable toilets. We do. All you need is God. Well, while everybody else was out getting crab boils and spending all their money, on all that other stuff, we listened to what God told us. He said famine was coming, so we started dehydrating food. We did exactly like Joseph did when God told him the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine. The 7 years of plenty came first. So Joseph was very wise. So while it was available, he didn't waste. He stocked it up. So then when it wasn't available, him and his people was good. And so we took Joseph's advice. We believe what God said, that if we don't take the mark, we ain't going to be able to go in the store and eat, which would be a famine for the people that don't plan on taking the scan code thing. So then we're going to go ahead and We're going to go ahead and do what we need to do. God gives you warning so you can prepare. He don't give you the warning just so you know. Mr. or Mrs. Santos, have you paid attention that I'm ignoring you? I see you keep typing stuff, but you see, I'm going to give you what you want. I'm ignoring you. Because everything you're saying, we already know. One. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was about to say, wait a minute now. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm like, wait a minute. What is going on here? Because y'all know folks be coming in here just top grade. I'm sorry, Pumpkin. Auntie, sorry. Or sister, sorry. I don't know what type of family member I am to you. I'm sorry. Because y'all know I can't read the tone. So I just be seeing the letters. I just be seeing the letters and folks come in here talk crazy, but y'all are witnesses to the things that God told me was going to happen. Have y'all not been a witness to them happening? Who been a witness to stuff we had in class and then it was worldwide news later? Anybody? And you was happy you went ahead and got on Amazon and got your stuff? Like when we went and bought the powdered eggs and everybody said we was fear-mongering and then the eggs was $19 for 4. But we had already bought pounds and pounds of powdered eggs already, so we wasn't worried about it. And then everybody ran to Amazon and they doubled and tripled in price, but we had already got ours already. When everybody's food started spoiling, we had already had our dehydrated meat and vegetables and all of that. When everybody power was going out and our folks was like, oh, our life really didn't change that much. The kids was in there on their portable DVD players. We had the generator going. The lights had already clicked on. When we woke up, everybody on our street was trying to figure out how we didn't lose power. See my kids eating their hot bowls of soup because everybody stoves is electric, and if it ain't no electricity, your stove ain't gonna work. But we had butane stoves and solar ovens, so we didn't even have to worry about that, did we? Did we? We ain't have to worry about none of that. Dusty, that's how we've been buying it. We didn't buy all this stuff. People have bought this stuff over the last 14, 15 months. They rearranged their finances. They quit going out to eat, quit buying. A lot of these babies in our community didn't even get Christmas or birthdays. I think parents was like, we're going to do something at home. It's a whole bunch of kids that was mad at Auntie CERCA last year. A whole bunch of kids that did not understand why they didn't have trees because parents was thinking. ST, I was out for a minute. I'm so glad I listened to you over a year ago. Come on. See? God prepared you for what was coming. It hadn't happened yet. It's been so many people in here that's been in the places in Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, wherever, Oklahoma. And they wasn't fazed really by it. All the people that went ahead and didn't go on no vacations and didn't do no spending, they be walking past their stuff like this. God, thank you. I'm so happy. Girl, we ain't got to be going out. And they didn't raise the prices. We had our gas mask last year. And then there was people that was in Chicago that sent me pictures of them with their gas mask on. And in New York with their gas mask on. When they was charging people $1,000 tickets if you was outside without a mask. But we already had ours, so all we had, they now $200. The mask that we bought last year is $200. Are you serious? I remember they had went up to $110 or $120. So what you used to be able to get almost 8 masks for, you might only be able to get 2 or 3. I told y'all they was gonna rate. The closer we got to everything happening, everything was gonna double and triple in price. And we paid $39, $49 for our mask, and now them same masks for one is over $100. I told you, I said if you wait, you're gonna be able to buy less for more money. But if you do it now, you will get more for your money. You pay $50 for yours? No, they got different prices on them. But I know for a fact because my cousin went and bought the same ones I had. And then the next week she went back to go get 2 more and they had doubled in price. Because you know it's in your cart. So she just went back and clicked it and they had went up from, she had got 2 for like $70, $80 or something. And when she went back and clicked on them very ones, now this was a couple months ago, they had went up to $110, $120 for one. Yes, it's gonna need to be a gas mask because we're going to nuclear war. How you gonna breathe? I mean, if you get bombed, you ain't gonna be able to breathe anyway. But as y'all can see, they already messing with the air quality. That's one of the form of warfare, is messing with the air quality. Can't nobody be outside. Excuse me. So I'm about to go. I love y'all. Go to sleep. Y'all got stuff to do. I got work to do. I got a job, babe. I got work to do. Yes, I hear music all day, and I'm about to go listen to it because they don't let me. See, this would be so lit if I could listen to music all day on here. Hey, auntie. Auntie, write down what you want and let it come on and come on. The rebuttal could be he about to move you to a better place. That's why I keep being so much pressure. Are you willing to step out on faith, auntie? Talk to my daddy this night before you go to bed. And say, do you even want me to stay here? You gotta ask, because if you're fighting and it's starting to become an issue, then it might be because you about to be able to move somewhere else to another job. Ask him to send a new one. You got your lights charged. Good job. I love y'all, and I'm happy y'all listening. I'm so happy that you all are listening. Because now my little nieces and nephews and grandmas and aunties do not have to be stumbling around in the dark. They don't have to be scared. They don't have to be hungry. They don't have to be cold. They don't have to be thirsty. None of that. At least for the first part of it. We don't know what's going to happen, and no, we can't store up because we ain't got bunkers. But at least for the first year and a half, I mean, we ain't got to be out scavenging and be out in the chaos when it first ensues. We can stay in the crib because we already got everything we need in here. We got our coloring books. We got our paint. The kids got games. So if it gets to a point where it's dangerous to go outside, as long as I got everything in my house, I don't have to put myself at risk trying to go to the grocery store. Because I don't need refrigeration to keep all my food. It's cabinet stable. My meat is cabinet stable. My vegetables are all I need is water to cook. No oils, no nothing, just water. Because we just going to be rehydrating our broccoli and corn and, spinach and all of this stuff. Okay? So to those of you that don't know where to start, I have 2 videos on YouTube. Survival is the first one, and then Survival 2.0 is the second one. So there's one that I did in like August of last year, and then there's another one once we had added some more stuff, like closer to December or something like that. So look up Survival and Survival 2.0 if you want to know where to start. You can go look it up. We do our own work here because everything ain't the same. So I can't tell you what the price is. This is what I'm telling you, where you can go and get the list, and then you can look and see exactly how much everything is going to cost you. Because the prices that we paid for last year, y'all not paying them prices this year for most of it, it's still went up. So I could tell you 35, but that's what we paid for it almost 2 years ago now. Because we can still be buying stuff now, little by little. That's why I said if you buy a little bit at a time. That's why I told everybody. I said if you do 50, start out with $50 a month. But if you got it, go and spend it. But if you can't, if you start doing that 50, God will bless you. The other stuff will show up. It'll be in your price range. But if you just, oh, I ain't buying nothing because I can't buy it all at one time, well, then that we don't know. I'm trying to help y'all, but I can't do everything. You got to do something for yourself. Okay? So, Miss Yulima, thank you for my earrings, too. Y'all see my earrings, Miss Yulima? Gave me they cute. Thank you, Miss Yulima. I know you ain't been here in a while, but thank you. I just popped them today. I said, ooh, these cute. I'm going to put these on like match on my beads. I did my little rainbow so I can wear all my colors. I got black. I got blue. I got... Oh, you are here. Hi. Thank you. I'm going to start getting through your jewelry, too. Y'all done sent me bags and bags. I had to go buy the over-the-door jewelry holder. The closet. And it's full of fooling with y'all. Stuff be falling out like these books. Before that, I had 3 rings and 2 little bracelets, honey. Now, I ain't even finished putting all the stuff in there because I got to find places to put it. But I had to go give me that thing, the hanger, and you open it up, and it got all the little pieces and the chains and stuff. I had to get that, fooling with y'all. You and Naisha got me all the way geared up with all the costume jewelry I could ever think about. Rings and necklaces and bracelets, all of them, Matt. Oh, and them copper ones you sent me, I cannot wait. I got some heels. I can't even wait till the summer. I mean, this fall time come. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna bust all of them. You got one too when it's loaded? Yeah. They do the paparazzi jewelry, y'all. Miss Yulima Allen and Naisha Jewels. So if you enter to the paparazzi jewelry, we got 2. Well, we might have more people for sure, but I know we got 2 for sure. Naisha Jewels on YouTube and TikTok, I believe, and then paparazzi. Did I say it right? I didn't say it right. Sorry, paparazzi. Isn't it paparazzi? Did I say it wrong? I'm sorry. Well, the shoe holders that go on the back of your door work better. I like that though, because it's got the mirror on it. I got them too. I use that for other stuff, my scrunchies and whatnot. I like it. Because when I get a Mr. CERCA, it'll be in use. So, no, it's fine. I'm going to leave it. It's over the door. And I like super tall trees, so no. I'm going to keep it there. You can keep your shoe things. That has more than one purpose. I told y'all, everything I did, multi-purpose. So, there's... I plan on using that. No, we're going to leave that. I'm going to leave that in there. And I can't see nothing with that shoe thing. I ain't gonna be able to see nothing. Nope. Love y'all. Gotta go.